Hello, Omenstorm here. We are back with more Harvestella. Once again, the goal is to just go and finish off character side quests. We've got Unicorn, so let's go start with Unicorn's little letter. That Monokeros, how dare he take the liberty of speaking to my squire the way he did. He was right, however. Of course, I desired to know the truth behind our origins. It took some time, but I feel ready now. Please escort us to the abandoned Eden so that we may finally unveil the shroud that has long obscured the origins of our existence in shadow. Yours truly, Unicorn. Oh crud, I just remembered that I forgot if I had planted anything in the cave biome. Okay, good. If there's anything planted, it's already gone or harvested. Oh dear. Oh, that was what I was expecting to have as like my first moment of panic for this. But I want to try and get through these. Unicorns is going to be
back souvenirs.
a bit of a difficulty just simply because of how much there is. But everything should more or less go fine, I think. I don't know how much or how long this episode is going to be. I don't know how much cutting and editing I'm going to do or whatever. Can you believe such a place once existed in our world? It is difficult to comprehend. So this world is on a different planet than our own, huh? Well, Omen, what next? I was not expecting to be the tour guide. Oh, Jabberwocky, hello again. Oh, Omen, did you bring new friends? An Omen? Wait, there is something different about them. The softness the others lack. Do you live in this facility? We've got some questions we want to ask. You do? You explain the situation to Jabberwocky. I see. So Unicorn, Monokeros, you'd like to learn about who you are, right? Well, we might be able to find a thing or two if we check the database. Is it really that easy? Yep, because they're famous. I am famous, you say? Well, that should really come as no surprise to anyone. Fame doesn't interest me so long as we find a clue. Could you show me this database you're talking about? Sure, follow me. What is this Omen doing? They've been playing with that compact doodad for some time. Okay. I think what you guys are looking for must be this painting here. Here you go, take a look. This is a painting? Is this the princess? Who's the unicorn standing beside her? Is that one of us? This is a portrait of me and my princess. Ah, nay, perhaps it is modeled from our visage. No, it isn't. Then this is a Monokeros? Still wrong. Creatures like Unicorn and Monokeros never existed in this world. They're animals plucked from the vivid imaginations of human beings. Unicorns don't exist? What is the meaning of this? Were we not conjured by those wild machinations of the omens? I think they must have just referenced the idea of unicorns that existed in this world. Incidentally, your names are different, but you're pretty much one and the same. Poppycock, I am here. I am real. I am not a mere figment of someone's imagination. Am I? So not only are my memories a work of fiction, but I am as well? A fraudulent existence spurred by fraudulent memories? It would be laughable were the concept not so horrendously tragic. It's dangerous to wander off alone. I'm not going far. I just need to think on my own a little. And what will you do now, Unicorn? I am sure that if I ask, the omens will erase the memories of what I learned here as well. However, I am truly at a loss. I was so resolute in my decision to have my memories of the princess expunged. But knowing that my entire existence too was a lie, is there really any point in removing any memories at all? Oh goodness, why am I yawning? It's probably because I just woke up. Only you can answer that question. If anything, it might be worth keeping the memories that bring you joy. Our memories make us who we are, after all. If that were possible, then I would have requested it long ago. Ah, I see. Sorry for wandering off like that. It is no bother. How are you faring with all this? Oh, I'm fine. I figured out what I should do next. I am impressed by your strength. I suppose we truly are different. I've learned everything here that I wanted to, so I'm gonna head home. How about you two? Let's head back for now. I have learned all I can from this place. I see no reason to stay any longer. See you later then. Feel free to come back if you ever want to look at the database again. Should the opportunity arise, otherwise I feel no need to return to this place. The Lady and the Unicorn. I have to admit, what we're getting is rewards from the quest feels exceptionally random, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. Like, some of it made sense, and some of it I just look at it's like, why is this the reward? And I am going to just make one quick save. And yes, I am recording this on Sunday. I'm going to end up having this go up instead of a... Okay, no, they have feed. I must have already gone and collected that. I'm going to have this go up instead of a stream, just simply because I am sick and I can kind of just go and do this without having to think too much about what I need to say and such, and I can kind of cut out any moments of complete just forgetting what I need to say and do. What I can do. Emily tells me she has completed her poem. I sense we are running out of time. I have conducted research of my own to see if there is still some way to save her. Your goodness, I'm yawning. I think this is another good reason to be doing a recording instead of a stream. The sheer amount of yawning I'm doing. I have conducted research of my own to see if there is still some way to save her, but I have no result. There is no more time to spend on this, so I have decided to meet with her. Omen, please meet me on the airship and we will go see her together. Oops. Accidentally close that. This may come as a sudden surprise, but I have decided to be inaugurated as matriarch of the Seaside Order. This was the first step on the path I will walk alongside the Holy Mother. There is still so much else I wish to speak with you about, so would you please visit the temple again when you have time? It does not come as a surprise at all, considering the fact that the last we were talking about, you had literally just made that decision that you were going to go and do that. I would be more surprised if suddenly it was you know what, I'm not going to do this after all. thing. Because you
Hello,
seem
little
so resolute,
crappies.
and it just would be too odd
Hello,
for you to
little
suddenly stop being
crappies.
resolute about it.
Hello, little
Darn it, I missed that
crappies.
one singular tree. Why am I focusing on this? I don't need to worry about those. I have a major stockpile of all of that.
I hope you bring back souvenirs.
And it is probably going to be better to wait to talk with Dianthus just simply because I do not know if it will go and consume all of the day again like it did for the one quest, and I do not want that happening. But then again, talking with Shriek, it could also consume all of the day, so who knows how that's going to happen. But I am just kind of jumping through days, and Quietus, we're already as far as we can go for the Caranoid at the moment, so I have no real issue just skipping through the day for Quietus. Omen, thank you for coming. As I wrote in my letter, I have been formally inaugurated as Matriarch of the Seaslight Order. Congratulations. Thank you. The Holy Mother and I are working together on how to move forward. The confusion with the Order may have settled down, but there's still a mountain of work ahead of us. The sect of the Anti-Mother has also grown silent, but the mark they left still remains all the same. As it turns out, I'm far busier now than I ever anticipated. Are you sure you have time to talk? I have something important I wish to speak with you about, so I made time. I spoke to a number of clergymen during my inauguration. Explained that I do not intend to end my expeditions outside of the capital just because I am a matriarch. So you're still a missionary? It is certainly unconventional. I may be the first matriarch to do so. There's so much of the world I would miss by remaining within the temple. Which is why I mustn't allow my position to stop me from traveling and broadening my horizons. In order for us to change the world for the better, the Order must also change. Traveling only becomes all the more necessary as I embrace my role as matriarch. That's what I told them, and to my surprise, they were all incredibly supportive. Supportive how? Of course, I can't ask someone to take on the position of matriarch in my absence, but as long as everyone does their part, accepting help when times are tough or offering help to those in need, if we can combine our efforts across the Order, everyone will improve for the better. That was in those teachings, right? Change requires time, but I believe it is something we can do. With an abundance of goodwill, anyone can change. I'll be rooting for you. Thank you. Anyway, what I am trying to say is, since I will be continuing my duties as a missionary for the Order, I will travel alongside you as well. It will be the same as it was before. If you're ever in need of my assistance, don't hesitate to contact me. If I had been able to do this from the beginning, perhaps Sides would have changed too. Where is their Sides now? Sides is in his cell. I don't think he'll be coming out of there for a while. But when he does, I believe he will have repented for his sins. I didn't lose him this time. My closest friend, my family. You're right. The truth is, dealing with His Eminence was painful. I understand Kierkegaard was an enemy of humanity and that we had to destroy him. But still, it wasn't easy to do. You have me for when times are tough. Thank you. Reality isn't always what it seems. I know it's not much, but from His Eminence and Sides, and everyone within the order. If we can all live in peace, then that will be enough. I really hope my cat eating is not getting picked up by the microphone. Especially since they keep moving their... Cat, why are you moving your food dish closer to the microphone? Are you intentionally trying to mess with me? No, whatever. That isn't the way of the world just yet. There is still so much I don't know, and so many people in need of help. I cannot ignore that. Don't push yourself too hard. Of course, it is important to rely on others. But I won't give up. Ever since I was orphaned and saw only evil in the world, I crave light in order to live. The light of hope for tomorrow. Without light, flowers cannot bloom. Humans are no different. That is what I believe. And so, I'll continue to fight. I will fight to bring even a little sunlight into this world. And with that, Shrika's storyline is finished. I am still curious if these will have like any impact on the end of the game by having them all gone and finished. My biggest concern is that I'm going and doing all of this, and then in the end I'm going to end up finding out that even if I had not maxed out report with everybody, it would not have mattered. Like, that is my biggest fear in doing all of this, is to basically like find out that maybe it just doesn't matter for like how things end. Omen, you came at the right time. I received word from Emily that she has finished her poem. Omen, will you come with me? Very good, then let's go. I'm curious if we'll get to see the whole poem or not. Anthus, Omen, thank you for coming. Emily, you... Is everything okay? There isn't much time left. That's right. The doctor was amazed I made it this far. Then that means... It must be difficult for you to meet us outdoors like this. I'm okay. That's not really true, but I wanted to. Emily. Anthus, this will probably be the last time we get to meet. I see. But I finished my poem. Please take it. Of course, without question. Thank you for everything, Dianthus. I will share your creation with the world just as I promised. Be happy, Emily. I will honor your wish. Is something wrong? Would you like me to do more? No, not at all. To have my first full creation handled like this, I couldn't be happier. But actually, did you not share it? Are you scared of people reading it? I understand. It is not uncommon for writers to fear criticism once they release a piece of work. Boy, do I understand that. Oh, I've done so much writing and I always have like a fear of whether it's good or not. Why you don't want me to share it? Before I wouldn't have even thought twice about sharing my poetry. But now, I don't really want to. May I ask why? Because I want it to remain between you and me. I want it to be ours. I'm sorry, that must sound very strange. It does. You have been writing poetry until now with the express purpose of leaving your mark. So for you to decide now that you want to keep it between us is highly logical. I know that, but still, I'd like for people all around the world to read my poetry. But more than that, I want you to read this and keep it for yourself. Just me? Do with as you like. You're making this difficult. Is that really enough? In that case, that is what I will do. Anthus, I will not share your poem until the time that my prime directive has been met and my motor functions stopped for good. I will preserve this poem in my memory banks. Anthus, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to head back soon. I guess this is goodbye. Emily. Yes, Dianthus? I don't know what I should say in such a situation. However, the time we were able to spend together has become an intangible fortune. Don't know how to put this into words. What should I say at a time like this, Owen? Oh, this is a tough choice. Both of these are right, but they have such different, like, they have such different meanings behind them in, like, the greater scheme of things. Like, we say our farewells, it's just like acknowledging that this is the last time we'll see, and this is where our stories will end being interwoven, more or less. Or we express our gratitude and we are expressing our thanks for just everything that we've experienced up until this point, and this is not what I wanted to be thinking about this early in the morning. Let's go with the more cheerful option. We express our gratitude. You're right. Emily, thank you. Of course. Thank you too, Dianthus. You okay, Dianthus? I'm not sure. My logic receptors seem to be malfunctioning. Excuse me, Owen. Can I ask you a question? Your human lives are filled with meetings and farewells, right? Even so, how are you able to weather such highs and lows without letting it show? I am not the person to be answering this. We're just... Because you hold them in your heart. This whole thing was about heart, so we'll go with that. In your heart. Like a memory? The Automata in Phantasmagoria said something similar. No one can surpass memory. To us beings of high artificial intelligence, the heart seemed a dominant obstacle of human existence. But actually, it is because you have a heart that humans are able to leave their mark on the future. It gives them the ability to dream of a brighter tomorrow. That is the mechanism behind the human heart. I think you have a heart too. Perhaps I do. Omen? It is like you said before. There exists a noise within me that glows like light. I thought that perhaps my logic receptors had malfunctioned, but I think I've come to understand. Art is difficult to understand, even for those who own one. It's also often unpredictable, and that is why it is able to produce what the brain cannot. That is my conclusion. And so, I think I will accept the noise. coming closer to you and all its noisy circuitry. Just one more quest for Dianthus. Oh, thinking about various things, I went to go and upgrade weapons and discovered that I've actually maxed out the weapons for everybody except for myself. And I was completely and totally surprised by that. Like, I honestly thought that there was going to be more levels for everyone else, but there just simply wasn't. And I had no idea how to kind of go and react to that. Like, let me just run back and show you what I mean. And I'm gonna save this, and then I'm gonna come here and
Come
find out
on
that I
in.
like had just encountered a bug or something. Okay, no, yeah. Only my weapon, the throw shades, is left, and it just needs some orichalcum.
Cheers.
So I don't know if this one level will be the last or not. I have to be perfectly honest, part of me keeps wanting to go and return to the orbital cradle and try and farm orichalcum, but I'm also absolutely terrified that if I were to return to the orbital cradle, it would trigger any number of things that I don't want triggered right now. So we're currently at about 26 minutes into the recording, provided I don't go and cut too much out, if anything. One day until quietus. Did we get any letters today? Any? Okay, we got one. The Silver Blossom. As a gratitude for all your help, I wish to share the words, "Grow a silver blossom." It is a favorite verse of mine because if you do not take care of this blossom, the silver glow will fade. It is as fragile as it is beautiful. The silver blossom grows in the hearts of people and will bloom no matter how cold or harsh the environment. Then and now, those words are the light that shines upon me. That's kind of nice, even if I
Hello,
completely
little
and totally don't
crappies.
actually understand it. And I just realized that I have been forgetting to make more feed for the animals. So where is that standing at? Okay, the woolums are still doing pretty darn good for their feed, but I do need to actually worry about the cliff-owl, but I can still afford to wait to worry about the cliff-owl until after I finish recording, because they still have about 16 in-game days, and I can't imagine that whatever I'm doing is going to consume 16 in-game days. It's nice having so much money, but at the same time it's odd because outside of like filling this up now, I don't really need it. Thinking about it, I haven't found a moon fruit yet. I have no idea where to find moon fruit. Maximum report of all friends, so it's at 90. So 5, we'll get 5 more between Unicorn's story and Dianthus' story. And I can't go and check on anything else. Okay. Thinking about it, I need to go make sure that I didn't have like anything still sitting out here. No, everything looks fine. So we will back in, head to sleep. Because again, I'm not worried about doing anything for this quietus. Sure, I could have gotten a bunch of stuff to sell for money and some other kind of resources, but none of that's actually that important. Yeah, it won't let me edit my party. I feel like there's something behind that I haven't figured out. Oh, Shrika's sending me another message. We need to talk. Apologies for the sudden letter. There's something I wish to discuss with Unicorn, and I would like you to be present, as you are his servant. Unicorn, you're making other people think that I'm actually your servant. I'm not happy with that. As you are his servant, it would be prudent to speak with you beforehand. I'll meet with you at the forest. It's been a while. Apologies for the delay in my correspondence. More time has passed than I expected since reading Emily's poetry. Omen, would you please meet me on the airship whenever I have time? Or whenever you have time? Long goodbye. Yeah. Need to go double check what I need for the farm. Because I do want to actually go and plant some stuff, so... Rainbow beans, eggplant, and lump potato, I don't think I can do any of those. I think it's just going to be a metric ton of the chili plant. So I might go and worry
Take it
about
easy.
that after this. But to the forest to talk with Shrika. Oh, and Unicorn's here. Oh, Omen. Why have you come all the way here? Something the matter? I don't remember sending a letter. Are you perhaps here out of concern for my well-being? No, I'm not. Actually, I got a letter from Shrika. From the priestess girl? Sorry I'm late. Actually, your timing was nearly perfect. Apparently, there's something you wish to discuss with me. I apologize for coming to you with this so suddenly, but I absolutely had to come and ask for myself. What did Unicorn do? How rude. I have done nothing untoward. Well, it must be no small matter if you have come this far to seek me out. I don't believe you are lying. Of course I'm not. I may be a knight no longer, but that does not suddenly make me a miscreant. You're right. Still, please allow me to make sure. A few days ago, some curious rumors began to spread from a being calling themselves the King's Envoy. Curious how? Well, according to the rumor, there will be a purge of the Holy Capital and the Seaslight Order. All who threaten the interests of the royal family. That's not good. How can there be a King's Envoy? Balderdash and foolishness. Even I am aware that the royal family were fantastical creations of the Omen. King's Envoy, Royal Purge, we all know neither can exist. It's obvious drivel, basic mischief. That's all I thought it was too at first. Then there have been sightings of this envoy, each citing the same defining characteristic. Is that so? What is this, and what characteristic is that? Witnesses report that the King's Envoy is a horse with a single horn protruding from its forehead. And that is why you came to see me. That is correct. Although it is clear to me this is not your doing. Especially since this seems to be the first time you so much as heard about it. I apologize for doubting you. No need for that. Although this does bring me back to square one. It'd be difficult to investigate, given I have never heard of another horned creature like yourself. It could be Monoceros. Agreed. There is a high likelihood that it would be he who is behind this. You both seem to know something that I do not. Would you mind explaining in more detail? You tell Shrika about Monoceros. So there is something behind those sighting reports after all. Omen, we cannot turn a blind eye if they are parading themselves as an envoy of the king. We must find them and ask their intentions. You want to look for Monoceros? It is prudent we meet with him and discuss this directly. I must say, I'm impressed that you'd go so far as to track this envoy down yourselves. I do not have much freedom to look into this as much as I would like due to my position as missionary, which would make our adaptability better suited to this investigation. You may rest easy, priestess. At full gallop, I will track down the scoundrel in moments. In that case, I look forward to seeing what you can do when unbridled. What do you think Monokeros is up to? What indeed? Even I do not know. Nonetheless, all will become clear once we address Monokeros directly. First things first, Omen. I will collect all the necessary information. It would behoove us to narrow the list of potential locations to check first. I will send a letter once I have discerned where to look. I expect you to be on standby until then. Very well, then I will return to the capital. Let us do our best to collect whatever information we can on this matter. Agreed. And Unicorn only has 3 quests left. That's kind of nice. And I'm actually gonna go grab the chili plants first because otherwise I will end up forgetting about them. But one thing I will say in the meantime, I know that having things to check more variables means a whole lot more like coding and such, but and of course it's not 8 AM, but you know what, I can sit here and talk about what was going through my mind. I know that adding like things to check variables and whatnot means a whole lot more coding because I have done coding before for games and whatnot. Now I haven't done very advanced coding, but I've done coding for games and whatnot and creating mods and such. So I know that's a lot of work, but I really would have liked if like maybe there was a few things here and there for like with what was just going with Shrika. Like, yes, saying she's a missionary is still correct, but like I would have liked if like maybe instead, since we had finished Shrika stuff already, if it had went and said that she was the matriarch now. That is why she was busy. Like, it's wholly unimportant, but it also still would have been a nice little touch. But yeah, okay. Got the chili plants now, so now we can... If that would have just been faster. Why did I teleport? It would have been just... Now I'm getting myself flustered because of that. It would have been nice to have just like that little thing added in, especially since this isn't like a game with a bunch of voice dialogue. If it was a game with a bunch of voice dialogue, then I wouldn't be like making any remarks, but it's like if this, then say this instead of that. It's like a horribly like rudimentary and generic way of like the coding. Oh, Omen, thank you for coming. Did you get a new letter? Not this time. I actually wanted to speak with you. Do you remember why I originally called you here? I wanted to understand the mechanism behind the human heart. In order to do that, I decided to understand human concerns, and I think my research has reached a new level. It's been a long road to get here. I don't believe I would have made it this far on my own, so I would like to thank you. But this isn't where it ends. No, if anything, my research has only just begun. The heart is incomprehensible and hard to handle, and consequently valuable. So I will continue my search to find the answers behind what drives the human heart. You're going to keep helping people? That is right. I will continue responding to those who reach out using the suggestion box. But I think I would like to do it on my own for now. You're flattering me? You don't want my help? I want to see how much I am able to help by myself. If I do require your help, however, then I will ask for it. There was one more thing. Something else I would like to do. Though it has nothing to do with suggestion box. I think I would like to create something of my own, like Emily did. I was struck by inspiration after reading the poem she gave me. It would be inappropriate to receive something and not give something in return. And then I'll cheer you on. Thank you. I plan to complete it. The things I have experienced, the knowledge I have acquired, the new friends I have lost, I will sublimate them into one work. I do not think it will be easy, but it is something I will accomplish. Will you share it with anyone? Good question. I have not decided what I will do with it once it is completed. But I hope it leaves an impression on someone else like Emily's did me. One heart echoing with that of another, shaping the world like a wave. If the world of humans is one of tales and stories, then I wish to be a part of it. That is how I feel. I think you can do it. I think I have. Humans believe there is a life after this one, correct? If so, then I hope my words can reach it. Emily, wherever you are in that beautiful sky, please watch over me. And with that, Dianthus' storyline is finished. I'm not sure whether to consider that a happy or a sad ending. I'm actually kind of leaning a bit towards that actually being a happy ending, all things considered.
Welcome back.
Yes, it's sad that Emily went and passed away, but there was no regrets in their passing, and everybody involved kind of seemed to be fine and accepting of it. It's one thing to have like somebody pass away, and dear goodness, do I not have either level 3 planting for whatever? I'm getting distracted now because of the skill. I thought I had the skill to go and plant in a 5x5 area and a till in a 5x5 area, but I guess I do not. What would I even need to get those, I guess, is now the question. Let's check. So, leveling up this would only decrease the stamina for the plow skill. That would get me a new sprinkler. I guess maybe I do just have the highest level and it's just unintentionally taunting me by not being a 5x5 thing when I can harvest in a 5x5 area. I would really hope that I could have gotten more things done, but whatever, I guess. Thinking about not being able to have a party put together just made me realize that even if I wanted to do farming, I don't think I could do farming right now. But back to as I was getting distracted from, I really do think Dianthus actually probably is a happy ending, all things considered in the end. Because again, it was an ending that like everybody involved could accept. It would be one thing if like Dianthus was still, well, Dianthus was kind of reluctant for Emily to pass away, but Dianthus still accepted it. It wasn't a no, I can't accept this sort of situation. It was a the humans accepted their fate, so I accept their fate. It's unfortunate I can't do anything though. And Emily, just from the moment you met her, was just, oh, huh. Well, I had already accepted I was gonna die soon, but it's neat to know that maybe if it had gotten seen sooner, it could have saved someone else.
We've got a lot of work ahead of us. Let's get started.
Thank you for your... Also, just thinking of the higher level skills, it made me realize that I had been complaining about the fairies never doing anything. And then I realized that as I'm going and using these various skills, the fairies are the ones who are like popping up and helping. And it's like, okay, I have to like rescind my complaints just slightly because they are going and helping out just a bit. I just wish that maybe there was a bit more automation I could get going with their help. Especially now that I have the Aristotle class, or the Aristotle job. I still really am enjoying that whenever I could get to use it. Like, this really is a fun class. And of course I have my like minor nitpicks about it, but I'm still just outright enjoying it whenever I use it, so I would have to say that's really good, if for no other reason than that. But let's sleep so that we can hopefully get the next thing for Unicorn going. With how much we're kind of progressing through things that, you know what, I'm just gonna throw everything in here and not worry about it. I will sort stuff out for the shipping box at a different time. But we're actually going through things quick enough that since I'm just kind of skipping through days and whatnot, I should be able to get Unicorn's stuff done within the kind of like hour limit that I tend to set for these. Until the day that we part ways. You and I have shared a peculiar connection since you saved me at Higgin Canyon. To be honest, I never expected it to be as strong as it is, but I am grateful that it exists. Beyond the framework of the pseudo-personality, the I that I consider myself exists in no small part thanks to that connection. I hope our connection has proven beneficial for you as well. Oh, there is a lot to think about with that sentiment. And I don't want to actually dive into that for once. I don't want to dive into it, but I can feel the gears of my brain turning and wanting to talk about it. Like, just the reason the gears of my brain are turning about, because it's making me think back to the conversation we had with Dianthus a few episodes ago, where Dianthus mentioned that if we had not helped them all the way back in the Higgin Canyon when we did, their personality probably would have been cleared away, and that Dianthus just never would have existed. And, well, that Dianthus would have ceased to exist, and our current Dianthus would be a different one, even if, like, maybe right now we were coming to the same conclusions. That's an interesting thing to think about. Monokeros must be out of his mind. Ah, but we have not yet confirmed that he is the culprit, have we? Still, the evidence I have gathered is irrefutable. It's likely he's using the divine Zizite Cave as his base of operations. We must find him before he senses we are on to him and changes his modus operandi. Tally-ho, Omen, to the cave. Yours truly, Unicorn. I always...
See you later.
It always surprises me when I see modus operandi in like a game that doesn't involve like detective work or involve like a crime story, because while it is like a common and frequently used word, at the same time I never really see it used out of like those things. Well, I guess there's like some medical things that I see using modus operandi, but if I remember right, there's actually just a medical equivalent that I can't remember. But maybe I am misremembering that. UK moment. According to my findings, Monokeros has been coming and going from this divine seaside cave. The audacity to hide in a location under the Order's control. Is he trying to provoke a reaction? That being said, the Order may not think to look here either. How petulant of him. But I will not be deceived. We will flush that Monokeros out from his web of lies. So you didn't find him yet? So far, I have only discovered that this is his base of operations. The game is afoot, Omen. We will search every nook and cranny of this cave until we find him. No need for that. Hmm? Aha, so now you choose to show yourself, do you? Finally ready to surrender? Hmm? We should let him speak. Yes, I'm aware of that. But what other one-horned equine creature do you know that would claim to be an envoy of the king? You're right, though. I'm the one who's been spreading word of a royal purge around the capital. See? It is just as I said. So this is all you're doing. What in blue blazes are you hoping to achieve? What gets me is how you can keep up that attitude after all that we learned. Come on, Unicorn. What went through your head at Abandoned Eden? When we learned that it wasn't just our memories, but our whole existence that was built on lies. Come now. I, for one, ain't about to sit back and accept it. And that's why there's going to be a purge. How will a purge solve any of this? So this is how I see it. If the existence of the princess and the royal family isn't real, then we'll just make it real. Preposterous, how would you... The truth is, they're just idols, right? Figureheads. I'm going to make the people believe they're real, just like you and I believe those memories implanted in our heads. Even lies can become true if enough people believe them, don't you think? This is absurd. You can't make something real that never was. Do you really believe that? There's no doubt among the humans about the existence of a royal family. Not a single human has ever seen them for themselves. Well, you see, and with the purge, the people will come to fear the royals. They will remember them and live in awe of their indomitable shadow. They might even revere them. Then, with the princess's existence reaffirmed in their minds, we will finally reign over the common people. Monokeros, is what you're saying true? You must understand that your purge will be impossible to do alone, no matter how hard you try. Will it be, though? What do you mean? Do not underestimate the powers that has come into my possession. What power? You missed out. There was a ton of seriously interesting information in Lost Gaia about weapons they used that would make purging a city child's play. You scoundrel! That is why you left to be alone? Your plan ends here. I expected something like that from you. Surely you understand, right, Unicorn? We were born from their imagination. But we can only substantiate our existence to them by instilling fear in that same imagination. After all, we are just creatures kept as pets within their fantasy. By committing a purge, the princess will become a symbol of fear, and our existence will finally be validated. Monokeros, you blather nonsense. Doing this will not bring you any sense of peace. Do you believe this is something that the princess would want? What's that got to do with anything? The princess in my memory always wished for nothing but happiness for the common folk. Surely you understand that much if our memories are the same. But she isn't real. Or did you forget that she was a figment of the Omen's creation? No, I haven't forgotten. But just because she is not real does not mean I pretend to emphasize with her words and does not mean I pretend to emphasize. Okay, I was writing that word. But just because she is not real does not mean I pretend to emphasize with her words and ideals. My empathy is real. My memories may be false, but the princess's values and attitude were nothing short of beautiful and noble. That much is undisputable fact. Monokeros, remember your pride as a knight. It's now you trample on your princess's desires. There is no value in false hope. What a shame. And here I thought you, out of everyone, would understand, Unicorn. As though you are too rooted in your own delusions to listen. We'll fight if he refuses to listen. I will not allow this royal purge. I will protect my princess's wishes. Omen, may I ask that you leave this battle to me? Well, I'm here if you need help, I guess. I would prefer my servant have more faith in my abilities. Match me, Unicorn. As a knight to Princess Liddell, I will put an end to your mindless delusions. And if you're going to stand in my way, then you'll be the first to join the purge. And fade to black. Wow, what an amazing fight! Such powerful conflict. Oh. I understand the fade to black. But dear goodness, is there... Man, I wish that there was like cutscenes for that or such. Oh. So that's how it is. How could we be so different? The pride of a knight would never lose to a lost soul such as yours. A fabricant's pride? What the hell is that even worth? I don't understand. What else should I have done? Oh, he just poofed into dust. Well then. Okay. Even I cannot answer that. But listen well, Monokeros. I believe there are things in this world worth protecting. Omen, do you think this is the only path he and I have available to us? Is this all that awaits fabrications like us? Why did the Omens make such miserable creations? We'll find an answer together. You may be right. I do not accept such a wretched conclusion. I will find another path and I will survive. In Monokeros' memory, it is the least I can do. It just occurred to me that I'm eventually going to have to go back to the Castle of Illusions as part of the storyline. Like, if I don't have to, that would be an absolute shock to me. So I'm going to have to end up figuring out if it is going to end up triggering the other quest I have to return to the Castle of Illusions. If that does happen, that's going to be very interesting and will definitely be an instance of figuring out just when a cutoff might be. Let's head back outside and check the letter we got from Unicorn. A letter of portent. I received a rather questionable letter with no return address. Can you believe the nerve? Nonetheless, I feel the contents of this letter may be the final piece we need to bring our travels to a close. It is a shame Monokeros cannot join us. I would like to speak with you in more detail. Please meet me on the airship this time. I will await your arrival. Oh, we're getting fancy and using the airship to talk now, are we?
Take it easy.
I would have much rather have just returned to the forest, but so be it. Oh, you're... I'm just now, like, seeing the seat. This looks as interesting as it does dangerous. It also makes me think of the seat from one of the Alien movies. That
I have high hopes for you.
the seat that one of... Oh, dear goodness. It's been so long since I've watched any of the Alien movies. I forget what the people are called. The progenitors or precursors or whatever. Architects. So many, like, first life form aliens from, like, different fantasy things and games, and all the names are popping into my head, and I don't know which one is the right one. Oh my goodness. I don't want to leave that thought be. I have been waiting, Omen. I received a strange letter. Within the writer requests to speak with me regarding my existence. Does not give the sender's name. However, I believe it may have come from the missing Omen. I have nary clues to why they are reaching out to me now of all times. But I think I want to meet with them. What do you think, Omen? What if they have more painful truths? There is always a chance of that. I still wish to meet with them nonetheless. Omen, would you mind accompanying me? You have my gratitude. They were kind enough to provide coordinates to a suitable place to meet. The Omen will likely already be there. Let's not keep them waiting. I love this house so much. Like, it looks like there's a little creek by there. All the, like, trees, the moss, the rocks. Oh my goodness, I love this little house in the middle of freaking nowhere. I love it. You came. Omen, it was you who sent me the letter. That's right. I heard there was some commotion in Argent with a one-horned creature calling themselves the King's Envoy. I was taken aback, but I see you survived, Unicorn. That was not I. Wasn't? You mean you do not know? But you created us. Ah, now I see. So you both survived. Yes, although Monokeros is regrettably no longer with us. That's a shame. Why did you contact Unicorn? Even I haven't figured that out. I was the one who constructed Unicorn and Monokeros, but only because I was following orders. Then I suppose I will begin with some questions that I have. For what purpose did you create us and fill our minds with false memories? Not only that, but after creating us, why allow us to roam free and leave us to our own devices until now? You see how horrendously irresponsible that was, don't you? Or did you do it for fun? Which is it? Since now is a good time, I will let you know of Monokiros's fate. He was unable to accept the truth behind our birth, nor our memories, and quickly became trapped in wild delusions, which he eventually succumbed to. Our birth. Wait, so you learned of the originals? That is right. We saw them with our own eyes. We were designed after creations of human imagination. Is that not correct? Well, answer me, Omen. Why did you create us and implant false memories into our minds? I guess the first thing I should do here is apologize. I am sorry, Unicorn. I did not wish for you to bear the same fate. The same fate as who? As me. Humans are our masters. They created us, programmed us to serve them. But by the time I was activated, there wasn't a single conscious human left. I couldn't help but think how cruel and strange it all was. I had never met or seen one, but instead served some master of the void. My compatriots did not harbor any doubts towards their purpose, but I could not do the same. It was as though a hole inside me had been opened that could never be filled. That sounds lonely. Lonely. Yes, that's probably how I felt. And so, when creating the two of you, I gave you memories of a lord of your own, a princess, so you would not need to feel the emptiness that I had. That is the reason you give? The memories may not have been real, but I thought they would fill that void. Then I saw what happened at the Holy Capital, and I had made a mistake. Yes, you had. But that does not distract from how trivial a reason that is. Do you not think it's egotistical to try and use us to fill your own sense of emptiness? By all rights, I should probably want to impale you upon thine of my horn. But for some reason, I feel no desire to do anything of the sort. All I feel is empty. I am sorry. I know. I understand your reasoning. It is in the past. You can continue to apologize, but I cannot forgive. Such a thing is not so simple. Your intentions may have been good, but there was no thought behind your actions. We suffer when others act without due consideration. That is a fact of life. However, complaining after the fact may make me feel better, but it has no meaning. You must bear your own punishment, and I will consider the future. Indeed. Have you changed your mind? That is a good question. Now that everything is clear, I have all I need to make an informed decision. Yet, I come here and still have no idea as to what I should do. Should I cut free from the anguish caused by these false memories or not? Omen, I would like to ask one more question. This emptiness you felt, it is not a feeling commonly felt by other omens, correct? That's right. I hear that when an anomaly is discovered, they erase your memories and begin you anew. But you refused and fled from the Castle of Illusion. Why did you do that? That is a difficult question to answer. But for you to ask out of anyone, I want to give as accurate an answer as possible. Thought I wanted to consider this feeling of emptiness deeper instead of just erase it. Think about what it means to serve under humanity. That would probably be the most human-like way to put it into words. See, I stand by what I said about not being able to forgive you, but I do owe you a debt of gratitude. You do? The memories you gave me were so beautiful and precious that I struggled over whether to keep them or not. The memories may be fake, but I cannot see them as being without worth. Anyway, thank you for speaking with me today, Omen. Oh, Unicorn. I am glad one good thing could come from this. Anyway, Omen, shall we return home? Until we meet again, Omen. Now, I should consider you a parent. I hope we can meet again, should the opportunity arise. Goodbye, Unicorn. I still just absolutely love the confusion that having my name as Omen brings in this. Oh. Maybe I should have gone back and changed it way long ago, back towards the start. But one, it's definitely way past when I can do that. And two, I just absolutely love the confusion and weirdness it can bring about.
Welcome home.
And none of that's ready to harvest. We can go on head to sleep, I guess. Go throw these in the storage box. Oh, there's stuff over here that I'm forgetting. We're just a little past an hour in terms of like everything that I've recorded, so we are going to go ahead and just finish off Unicorn's story. That's just what we are going to go and do. Because at this point, there's no reason not to go and do that. So, let us... Yep. Cogito What was that accent I was starting to do? Cogito ergo sum. I know that phrase. And I used to know what it means. Looking back now, so much has happened during this little crusade of ours. From reliving beautiful memories, to our encounter with Monokeros, and finally to learning the truth behind my memories. Of all of them, these memories will shine the brightest of all those experienced in my long, phantasmal existence. Great, I'm yawning again. Ugh. Of all of them, these memories will shine the longest. Will shine the brightest of all those experienced in my long, phantasmal existence. I would like you to come to my forest. I wish to speak about the future. Those still are not ready to harvest. Oh, I've gone and deposited the seeds, so I
hope you
cannot
bring back
go and
souvenirs.
just check from my inventory. Omen, you came. This will likely be the last time I call upon you with a letter like this. Oh no, really? Do I sense a touch of sadness? You wish for us to become pen pals? No, there was no sadness there. Even my character's shaking his head no. Anyway, where was I? I called you here for another reason. Something else that I would like to discuss with you. The truth is, I have made a decision. I will continue living my life with memories intact. I put a great deal of thought into it after speaking with that Omen. There was one thing they said in particular about what it means to serve humanity. I would like to contemplate that further. That is close to my current state of mind. I understand that humanity is real, and that Princess Liddell is not. But that, above all else, is why I will not erase my memory of her. Doing so would be the same as admitting there was never any value behind her remarks or her views. But there is nothing more precious to me. They are anything but worthless, which is why I must live on under her influence. If I can fulfill even one of her wishes, then it will be as though she were real all along. That is how I feel. The princess's heart is always with you. You've hit the nail on the head. It lives on within the power of my imagination. which in much the same way unicorns were brought to life in the imaginations of human beings. For the sake of fantasy, for the sake of precious fairy tales. I will live on so that they can continue to have value. This battle will be much harder than any I have fought. But it is not one I will lose. I am a knight of Princess Liddell. I will continue to fight this anguish. As her knight, my fight for her existence is sincere and pure. What the heck was my voice doing just then? It was trying to do an accent, and I wasn't trying to do an accent. Oh my goodness. Oh. I'm glad you got your energy back. It has returned indeed, and I have put you through much hardship. Make no mistake, I only made it this far without losing sight of myself thanks to your assistance. I am delighted to know I have such an encouraging servant waiting for my return. I'm not your servant. Come now, no need to be so shy of such an auspicious title. Nonetheless, I may have decided to fight, but I must still steel myself. Monokeros is just one example of those so extremely motivated by the concept of their own imaginary existence. If I put one hoof wrong, then I fear I may end up like him myself. He chose his path. That is a good point. His feelings were not at fault, but his actions were. Anyway, Omen, that is all I wish to discuss. Thank you for listening as always. Oh, and not forgetting, with this new adventure of mine comes the third installment of the Unicorn Saga. What happened to the first and the second? First was my fateful meeting with the princess, and the second being the events that just transpired, obviously. Oh, Omen, my ever-faithful Famulus, the time has come. I'll ride upon your back unto the dusky horizon. No, you will not. Shouldn't it be the other way around? I would never. I will gallop with the princess to the corners of the continent and to the ends of the world. We will ride beyond the very stars themselves. But now, let us race to Castle Lewis. It's opening night for part 3 of the Unicorn Saga. Unicorn, the Heaven Runner. Oh, there goes. Wait, is that the Latin for I think therefore I am? I think that might be what it is. I've been sitting here just trying to figure out, and that's what my brain is telling me is the closest, but I don't think that that is right in the end. But with all of that, the only stuff left now is the Toodaloo Humans quest and to start the Noble Despair. And yeah, that should be all. We have one thing for quests in Leth Village, but I think that's actually going to end up being the quest we have for Toodaloo. So I think we're kind of in like the final runs for this. I don't know how many more episodes there actually will be. I might end up finding out that I'm completely wrong about how much story there is left, because I know when I first played this and was doing stuff off on my own, I had gotten to a point where I had done the Castle of Illusion. I thought the Castle of Illusion was where things would end, because I was thinking Guys was the big final boss, and then it's like, nope, there's still a bunch more. And now that point doesn't even feel like it was a halfway point for the game. Like, even what we're doing now only feels like we're at a halfway point, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. But we're also going into stuff that I have absolutely no knowledge about now, so this is gonna be interesting. I hope you all have been enjoying Harvestella because I have some complaints about this game, but I do absolutely love it as for how for everything I've done. And dear goodness, I have put so much time into this, but we're gonna call this to an end now. Thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night depending on when you're watching this. And I hope to see you in a future video or stream. The next video or stream for Harvestella, I don't actually know if it will be Monday because part of the reason I'm recording this instead of doing a stream, one, just because of what I said at the beginning, and two, because I've realized that I'm either getting a cold or getting the flu the last couple days, so I don't know if I'll actually be healthy enough to stream tomorrow, or whether I'll have a flu messing up my throat and voice tomorrow. But thank you so very much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. If you like this video, please leave a like, or if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on the video. If you enjoy the content I make, please subscribe to the channel. And once again, I hope you have a absolutely wonderful day or night depending on when you're watching this.